Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the Free Your Shelf podcast, episode number 2. Thank you guys. Thank you all, thank you all for joining in today. Thank you to those who have been following. I know this is only like the second episode, actually third episode. We had one in between 1 and 2, which was a special appearance or a special guest that we had, Araya. I'm going to do that every once in a while. She loves doing these podcasts. She was looking forward to me getting home last night and her, doing the podcast with me. Those of you that have not heard that yet, please go back and check it out. It's kind of, it's funny, She's a little person. She shared with us her inspirations, what inspires her, which is music, and she was absolutely 100% real with it. That music is what inspires her to move, and she's right. She gets to moving. She's hyper. She's loving it. She's feeling that energy, right? That motivation to kind of just be herself. And she's in the tap dance class, and when we watch her, if you were to watch her, you can see the joy in her face. She dances like nobody's watching, and it just feels great to just watch her do her thing. So yeah, she talked about what inspires her. She also talked about her family, and what she does with her family, or what she likes to do with her family. She talked about meditation. She is right. She does meditate with me. It's funny to hear her talk about it. But yeah, go check that out if you haven't checked it out. So episode 2, it's going to be more of an introduction. I mean, the first one was an introduction, obviously and naturally. It's an introduction to the show and what my purpose for the show is. And I'm just going to expand on that a little bit more, maybe touch on a couple subjects that I would like to put in your ears, put in your minds, to maybe open the conversation up for later episodes. Again, I want you guys to give feedback, comments, questions, come on the show, have conversations, share your stories, share anything that you want to share. If you're starting a new business, want to say, promote, you're more than welcome to come on and have these conversations. And I also want to kind of I feel like the first 2 episodes I'm talking about how we want to be inspiring and we're going to feel great and we're going to make the world happy. And yes, that is my ultimate goal. I would love to have an audience that is inspired and living their passion, and just full of happiness and life, right? That is my goal. But I also want to be real with it, and it's not always like that. We're not always happy-go-lucky waves over here. We do have our moments where we're grumpy. We're human. Like, we get angry sometimes. We do get sad sometimes, or that's part of being human, and that is what it is. Part of the show is, like, I have a list. I want to have this show be inspirational, empowering, spiritual, informative, and transformational, right? Because we want to talk about different things here. We want to talk about current events. We want to talk about anything and everything, but emotions. We want to talk about goals, inspirations, and how to get there, and what's worked for me, or what's worked for you, and what not to do. All those things, all those conversations are meant to be transformational for us. Like, we want to take all of everything that we've learned and and transform, right? We want to become bigger than what we are, better than what we are. And that's, I'm gonna revert back to the analogy of the crab, right? I mean, if I'm going to grow naturally, is I'm gonna have to break out of that shell in order to grow. And when you break out of that shell, that inside, right? The shell is the hard outside, and the inside is soft and vulnerable, right? And so when you open yourself up like that, yes, you're going to be vulnerable. But I feel like that's the only way you can grow. Like, you have to, like I said, get out of that shell. Get out of your shell. Be vulnerable. Live your life fearlessly. That's one of those concepts that I do want to get into in a later episode, is living your life fearlessly and what that means. It doesn't mean you're going to go out there and jump in front of a bullet, right? That's kind of stupid, right? But like, to live your life without fear of judgment, right? Because everybody knows how to do their lives better than you do, right? However, like, you look at their lives and, okay, all right, I mean, you know more about my life than you know about your life, or you know how to handle my life more than you know how to handle your life, right? And those are conversations that we want to have. It's interesting. Let's learn from them. Let's grow from them. And yeah. So, like I'm saying, like I was trying to say, life is not always happy-go-lucky. You have to embrace your anger, right? You have to embrace your grumpiness. Yeah, you're gonna be grumpy. It's part of life, Yes, you're going to be angry sometimes. It's a part of life. There is nothing wrong with that. We grow up with, like, no, like, why are you so angry? You get in trouble for it, right? Like, no, help me deal with my anger and not just get in trouble for it. Other emotions like, sadness and crying, like, no, you're a man. Man is not supposed to cry. Like, really, you grow up that way, and then later on you're like, damn, man, all that, like, all those emotions that I never worked through is built up in me now, that it just comes out randomly, right? Because I never sat through those emotions, was never told that it's okay to sit through those emotions. And, that's some of the things that we want to talk about. We want to get through and work through and transform ourselves to, right? And get through those things. Spirituality, themes, topics we're going to talk about. Those of you that know me already know I'm very, very, very spiritual. One of the purposes of having this show and doing this show is to talk about spirituality, right? And a lot of our limiting beliefs that we were raised with. Just an example, right? Some limiting beliefs that you're a boy, you're only supposed to be doing boy things, right? You're a girl, you're only supposed to be doing girl things, and you're limited to what you can do. Where nowadays, and you're learning, like, no, man, there's so much more that I can do. It doesn't matter if I'm a boy or a girl. Like, chill, man. Like, let me fly, let me do me, and forget about what anybody says about it. Like, we're unlimited beings, and we've been taught to be limited. That's one small example. A bigger example would be, my beliefs in God. Like, the God that I believe in does not fit in one religion. Like, you're limiting that God, my God, right? He doesn't fit in one religion. Like, you're cutting me off to so much more in the world, so much more in the universe, so much more in life that I can be living, because you're sticking me in one box, right? And don't get me wrong, man, I love all the religions, and I resonate more with the Christian beliefs. the Christian religions. I believe in Jesus Christ and what he stood for. However, I do believe in some Buddhist beliefs, some Muslim beliefs, some Taoist beliefs, right? I just don't want to be stuck in that. I don't want to be limited to what I am supposed to be doing or supposed to be believing in. No, let me fly. Let me go, right? As long as I'm not hurting anyone, let me be me, right? But yeah, those are other topics that I want to get into. Informative. I want this to be informative, right? So, I mean, I'm going to state my opinions all day, and facts that come out, I'm going to try to back them up as much as I can. It's going to take bringing out the research for it. I don't want to get too technical with it. I'd rather just talk and have conversations. But if something is said on this show that needs to be backed up by some real facts or research, I would definitely provide that as much as I can. And so inspirational, empowering, spiritual, informative, transformational, etc., etc., etc. That's what we're talking about on this show, and I'm looking forward to, again, having people come on, have a good time. And like I said, we got to embrace all of us, all of who we are, personally, individually, and as a society, as a community, as a world. I feel like as we move more and more into the light, and we become more enlightened, naturally, the more light you shine, the more of the darkness is exposed. That's what it's supposed to do, right? Shed light on that, right? You want to learn more about it? Let's shed some light on that, okay? So there's things that we're not proud of. There's things that are hidden in the dark that we've put away because we don't want to look at it, right? That's not that, that's something I'm not like, no, that's not me. I didn't do that. No, yeah, you did. And it's a part of who you are. It's a part of what made you, right? You don't want to keep moving on in life with, only 3/4 of you is going, because you're not really recognizing that quarter of you that kind of messed up and you're not proud of and you don't like. No, F it. That is a part of who you are. Shed some light on it. Carry it with you. It's okay. It's fine. Like, everybody messes up. Nobody in this life is perfect. And, carrying that, acknowledging it, embracing it is going to make you that much more complete. And so, this is what we want to do. And hopefully we get some good conversations going, right? So I think I'm going to leave you guys there. Once again, thank you. This is the beginning of the year, 2022. We have an email now, so you can email us at freeyourself@gmail.com. That's FreeYourSHELLF@gmail.com. All right, so email me, drop a comment, call me up, text me, get on the show. Let's chop it up. Peace.